so excited.
Hiya, Sam. Hello, across the pond. How are you?
Oh, I'm really excited. My first interview with someone in England. Wow, I can't believe.
Wow, I'm honoured.
My honour's all mine. Al, tell the people, who are you? What do you do?
Well, my name is Al Start, and I'm here in my little studio of Go Kid Music, and I'm a children's songwriter, and I've been writing songs for and with children for about 15 years or so now, I'd say. And 5 years ago this summer, I set up Go Kid Music to be a sort of a umbrella for all the different projects that I do and people that I work with, and hopefully to sort of help get the music out and the name out there.
So Go Kids Music, that's not just you, there's other musicians in Go Kids Music as well?
So it's one kid, Go Kid, just so you know, so people can find us all right.
Go Kid Music.
So yeah, and there is only one kid actually, and that's me. So at the moment I am the only Go Kid actually writing, but I play with lots of different performers, and I've got a great band. I've got sort of a little pool of musicians who I play with and who record on my albums, and I drag along to all the events with me. And I also do puppet shows and children's theatre, and I write for other kind of third parties, people who are doing shows and need some music for it.
So you're widely spread in kids entertainment?
I try to spread widely, yes I do.
So what made you decide to come into the kids' music?
Well, I was forced into it. Kicking and screaming, actually. It's a stupid story because I've worked with children ever since I kind of wasn't a child anymore myself. I sort of got into play work and working at play schemes and after school clubs and creative arts projects and that sort of thing. And I did that alongside my other work. And when I was at uni, I was studying art and metalwork and things like that at uni, kind of in the holidays and in between to subsidise my lack of money. And I ended up, when I left uni, I got an art studio and I was doing all my making. And I carried on working with children for years and years, and I actually worked for the local authority, for the council, good old Brighton Council. Hey. We used to have really amazing activities for children and really good summer schemes and things. And all of that time, I played my guitar, and I was a singer-songwriter. I used to do open mic nights and do all my music all the time, and that was my real passion. And during the day, people used to say, "Oh, you should sing with the kids." And I'd say, "No, I'm a serious songwriter. There's no way that I'm going to sing with the children. I work with them in the day, and then I say goodnight, and this is my real passion." And I just thought writing songs for children was babyish and would take away from my serious artistry. I just had a bad view of children's music. But then years later, I'd really tried to make something of my own music, and I toured in America, and I've toured the whole UK a couple of times, and I started making proper albums and really going for it. And I was just broke. I came back from a tour of America, and I was just like, head in my hands. How am I ever, going to make a living out of music? And so I went back to working with children. I got a job in a school, running the after school club. And after a while, the head teacher begged me to do some singing with the children. And she said, we've got the Ofsted, coming to inspect the school. We need someone to do it. There's no one around. And she just went on and on and on at me so much. In the end, she went, "I'll pay you £20, £20 if you'll sing with the children." And I was like, oh, £20, okay then, go on then. And I was terrified. I had to sit, in front of all the children in assembly. They were all sitting there, cross-legged and staring at me. And I was like, oh my God, I do this all the time. Why am I terrified? But I wrote a song that night. I thought, right, I'm not going to, I don't really know any kids' songs. So I'd written a quick song about a creepy castle. And because I used sign language when I worked with the children, I taught it to them a little bit at a time using all the signs. And they absolutely loved it. And that was it. I was like, oh my God, why haven't I done this for the last 20 years? I love it. And it all started there.
And since then, it's just exploded, and you've given up your normal music and just kids
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely taken over. Do you know, it's so weird, isn't it? Because I think when you find the thing that you love and that everything sort of fits together really well, and it all seems to suddenly take off. And I think for years I'd been waiting for what it would be that would really take off, and I'd been really trying hard, But yeah, all of a sudden people were like, "Oh, do a gig, and we'll come to it." And so I sort of booked the local music venue, the Comedia, and they sold out, and they rang me like a couple of weeks before the show, and they said, "Do you want to add another one later in the day, because we completely sold it out?" And I was like, "Are you sure you're ringing the right person?" And it honestly really took off, and I realised very quickly that there was a real gap in the market, that families were looking for some great music, something that all the family could go to and that everyone could enjoy, and that the adults could enjoy as well.
So it's not much happening kids music wise in the UK that you sold out so quickly. Or...
Do you know? I think the genre of children's music, I see people's face sort of like cloud over when they say, "What do you do?" I used to go. I did like a business entrepreneur accelerator thing a few years back to sort of try and kickstart my new company, and we'd all be like, "What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What's your business?" And I used to say, "I'm a children's songwriter," and they would just go, "Bah, bah, black sheep." I could see them in their head going, "You're rubbish. You're babyish. You're not important." Looking for someone else in the room to talk to. Because I think in the UK, sadly, when you say children's music, people think under fives are the only children that seem to exist in the world. And I write for children who, mainly who, once they've finished with nursery rhymes, and they want to sing something else, and they want something a bit cool, or something that means something different, or it's funny, or it's meaningful to their life, to their experiences in their family, and where they're at. So I don't think there are many people who specifically write for kind of that sort of 4 to 10-year-old sort of age group. There are lots of people whose music crosses over and who children really like, but they would not, they wouldn't sort of say I write for children.
You said your first song was about a creepy house.
Yeah.
What the topics? What do you sing about? What do you write about nowadays?
Well, because I back then, because I'd been doing all this play work, and I had tons of experience with that age group of children. I was with them every day, doing activities, sorting out their dramas. I knew what stressed them out and what made them laugh, and all of the things that made them tick. I really had done years, 25 years or so. Of working with them, and so the first thing that came to mind was, I'll write something creepy, because they love that. It's kind of like being scared a bit. It's a bit creepy, and their imagination kicks off. So that was my sort of go-to thing for my first song, and it was a really simple song. And it's so weird, Sam, because to this day it is the most requested song that I ever have been asked to play. It's always the one.
That's your hit.
That's the one. Creepy Castle, and it's on Excellent Songs for Children, and it's on the first CD, which looks like this. Ta-da! There it is. It's the first track on the first album.
many other albums have you brought out since then?
Well, I've just released my 10th.
Wow.
Yeah. They're not all, to be honest, they're not all children's albums, because the first few albums that I released were, adult, regular kind of singer-songwriter, sort of acoustic roots type albums. But I would say it's about my 7th or 8th children's album. So I did. I started. My first one. I just did excellent songs for children, and I put all the songs that I'd written because I carried on singing in that school, and they were like, "I want another song, another song, another song." So I was like, "Oh God, blimey!" Suddenly I had to get write more, write faster. Okay, but because they were really into it and they loved it, I kind of really went for it. So I've done that album, and then I did a volume 2, and then I did a volume 3, and then I've even got a spooky one. So it's like a dedicated, spooky songs for kids. I sort of kind of pulled lots of songs together from other albums. The one I'm touting at the moment is my brand new album, which is released this year, just in time for the coronavirus.
Hey.
Yay! Great timing, as ever. So it was all ready. Here it is. It's called Robot. And I tried to do something a bit different for this one. For one thing, I decided that if I brought it out just before a pandemic, then no one would be able to come and see the launch. So that's the first thing I did. But what I tried to do on this one, I feel like it's like a slightly more grown-up album. In terms of it's more sort of a concept, I guess. It's got more of an eco theme, more of a sort of thinking about the wider world and what's going on in it, and for children, And I thought I'd be a bit more edgy as well with my songwriting, and there's some songs in there that pull at your heartstring, that are a bit emotional. So there's some songs that are a bit edgy, so that hopefully children will ask questions, will talk to their grown-ups that they're listening with, And although I wasn't able to do a big sort of launch in the real world, I've had a really good response, and I was actually quite nervous. I didn't know what people would think. I thought they'd think that I've kind of gone a bit, I don't know, a bit dangerous or something. But they're like, we love it, so that's good.
Oh, well, congratulations on that new release. Yeah. Is there a song on there that we need to listen to desperately?
Yes, there is. I think, what should we sing on there? Let's play. I'll tell you what, this is a song about going on the swings. It's called Higher and Higher. Girl at the park, she would be screaming, "Daddy, higher! Daddy, higher! Don't stop!" Exactly. It could have been written by my daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, you actually got me. You got me reminiscing there.
Thank you. There you go. You see. So I really wanted. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I really wanted to write songs that the adults could connect with as well, and it's not just like, oh, it's another song about a dinosaur. It's another song about farts.
Well, farts are funny. I mean, as a dad, I think fart songs are actually quite funny. I do enjoy them. I I enjoy good
always
old.
a place. There's a time and a place.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've not found the places that I shouldn't do it. So, have you toured the whole of the UK with your music now again, and the US and?
Well, not with my children's music, no.
Okay, because America's got a big scene.
I know, because
Grammys in America for kids' music.
I know.
And Suli, hasn't she? Suli Pushban has just won an amazing award over with you in Germany, hasn't she?
This year was Lieselotte Quetschkommode who won the very nice prize. Suli won the prize last year. But both of them are very talented female musicians that make great kids' music. Yeah. Yeah, Germany's got a very good, nice scene, a massive scene.
I need to come to Germany.
But I can't speak German, that's the problem. You know, I try to listen to Suli's songs, you know.
Yeah.
I feel, but when I saw her online, you know, a friend of mine said, I lived in Berlin for a bit, and there's an amazing children's songwriter called Suli.
Yeah.
And you'd really like her, look her up. This is how you spell her name. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Looked her up, I was like, oh my God, it's like my twin. It's like my sister from another Mister or something, whatever it is. And I was like, I can't believe there's somebody like me on the other side, you know, other side of Europe, but do brilliantly so well. And, you know, I feel like we're lagging behind over here in the UK. I really do.
How many others are there around in the UK?
Well, I mean, over here there seems to be, you know, there's good music in schools. You know, there's organisations that kind of write songs for children in school. So there's that kind of educational songs. And I've kind of tapped into that, and I've written lots of songs that have got an educational twist. And, you know, part of Go Kid Music actually is all for schools. You know, I've got a whole big educational side to what I do. But when I go to festivals, you know, I play at family festivals and things like that, I haven't really come across anybody who kind of does what I do, that I could kind of link with and, you know, chat with afterwards and say, oh, you do this in Manchester, that's great, or, you know, that's great, and let's link up. You know, they just sort of play lots of kind of bands, and there's more sort of children's theatre over here, I'd say, you know, amazing sort of puppetry and creative arts and that side of things, but I just think, I mean, unless I'm really missing somebody, you know, who's really going for it, I just haven't come across them.
I was hoping you could maybe give me some names, because I've been looking as well and I can't really find anybody. So you get to go and play in Manchester and places like that as well? Liverpool, Manchester, Newcastle and everywhere?
Well, I'm open to offers.
You're the number one kids music star of the UK then. Do you get to go play on BBC and on Nickelodeon and?
Yes, I'd love to.
No, you don't get to.
Well, I haven't managed to get my foot in the door yet. I feel like I just every now and again I sort of gather myself up and I think, right, I'm going to go for it, and I go and I bang my head against the walls of, you know, the BBC and, you know, all these brilliant production companies, and I say, I do this and I do that and I'd be a great asset, and nothing happens. So I haven't been lucky yet, sadly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then, I wish you all the best and I mean, it was great to meet you. I really, I'm going to go listen to your music up and down all day today.
Thank you. It's great to meet you, Sam. And it's amazing for me. Honestly, it's amazing for me to finally sort of find, you know, I want to, you know, tap into this community of, you know, of families who are really into music and other musicians. And if it means I have to come over to Germany, I'm coming.
Actually in Switzerland, so if you want to go,
you're in Switzerland.
Germany, Switzerland.
Even better.
But thanks a lot for giving me your time, and
thanks, Sam.
Have a great day. Bye.
You too.
Bye.